Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gracefully Graying. Please share us on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And I would like to welcome our new guest today, Jon Handelsman from the Better Health Markets and Cafes. Welcome, Jon, to
Hi.
Gracefully Graying.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, well, we are very excited to have you on board. And we would like to know, first of all, if you could explain what is the Better Health Markets and Cafes and how many locations are there, and explain your stores.
Okay, well, Better Health Markets is 22 years old. We sell vitamins and supplements, and we're also a market, so we sell Michigan. We think it's Michigan's largest selection of organic foods and organic produce. We have prepared foods. We have a cafe that can make smoothies for you or acai bowls. So we're dedicated really to improving the health and well-being of all Michiganders. And we also have a website, online shopping at thebetterhealthstore.com, where people can purchase from us nationally. And just an aside, my father was like a huge health food nut. And like he read some book in the 70s when he was on vacation, and he came home and he started jumping on our white bread, and he started like pouring all our pop down the sink, and like he got like way into this like health and nutrition craze. And so we had a different family business. Once upon a time, it was dental supplies. And when that was sold, my brother started buying up some health food stores, and sort of inspired by my father and his love of better health and nutrition. And by the way, my father is 90 years old now and still doesn't take any prescription drugs, and just, well, he's a whole nother story. So he was kind of the inspiration behind us getting into this like health food business.
Well, that's fascinating, and congratulations to your dad. And obviously this is working for him. So, so what you mentioned the plant-based diet, and I'd like you to explain to our viewers the importance of the plant-based diet, especially for the 50 and over demographic.
Okay, well, I've been a vegetarian for 25 years, and I'm not a vegan, although I tried to do that. And then there are a lot of vegans out there right now. It is like all the rage. Some of them are really militant. Some of them are more forgiving. But I think that there's so many benefits for the plant-based diet. First of all, plant-based foods are easier to digest than meat products. So your body can have a lot more reserve energy because it can take 8 hours or something like that, or more to digest a steak. But if you're eating lower in the food chain, the food's going to pass through you more and save you a lot more energy. A lot of plant-based foods can be healthier. A lot of them are pretty unprocessed, especially if you're just eating like plain nuts and plain produce and just staying away from processed foods, because the more food is processed, the greater its chances of being carcinogenic or something like that. It can help with weight loss because plant-based foods are often higher in fiber content, and but the main reason I really eat this way, and I would encourage other people to eat this way, is because I just enjoy it so much. I don't know why. It just and not just because it's a little kinder. I just feel better eating this way, and then I can appreciate certain things like the subtle taste of a radish, or or an eggplant or something like that. And this is something I always tell people. I say that better foods not only are better for you, natural foods are not only better for you, but they taste better as well. So But another advantage for the plant-based diet too is there are a lot of people out there who have allergies to dairy in particular. So we have like a huge selection of like dairy-free dairy products and that, so allergens. But again, the main reason I do it is it's kinder, it tastes great, it's simpler, it digests easier, and I just enjoy it. And and I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that part of it is convincing people to try it and see how they feel. I've noticed, and you have a very large website with a ton of products on it, which is great, that anybody anywhere can order from. One of the brands that you carried, I noticed, is Vitalife, and I'm just going to read a little bit of a synopsis from it. Its range is free from dairy, preservatives, casein, lactose, gluten, nuts, and soy, and it's based on a coconut oil and fortified with vitamin B12. So that's all a mouthful.
Yeah.
And, I think there are so many kinds of, for example, milks out there, and I know that you carry a lot of them. So that one category alone, describe some of the brands and the advantages of those brands that you carry.
Well, Vitalife comes from Europe, and we've only carried it for like about a year and a half now. And then the minute we got it in, the interest was high. People knew about it, especially the feta. I don't know why people love the Vitalife feta so much. I think it tastes just like real feta, but it's not necessarily your typical feta. With the milks, it's interesting. In the old days, it started out with the soy milks with a really popular alternative to traditional dairy, and now we're seeing just a huge assortment of almond milks and oat milks, and we even just got in this new avocado milk. And it's a mixture of avocado milk and oats and sesame milk, and they all taste great. And it's a golden age. It's certainly for people who are lactose intolerant. But I just, I always had this this question people always ask, like, well, why should humans be consuming cow's milk? Isn't cow's milk for cows? And I don't know, I'm not going to argue that. I mean, there's certain nutritional benefits to, there's protein in traditional dairy, and there's people out there that I still eat some cheese sometimes and I love it. But I will say that a lot of these dairy-free dairy products are delicious, and you will never miss, the old stuff you got in the cartons, although this stuff comes in cartons too, a lot of it.
Yeah. Okay. So another big craze, and it's very popular, people are perhaps only eating this now, are the plant-based burgers. So tell us about that. And I know that you carry those items.
Yeah, well, not just plant-based burgers, but plant-based hot dogs, tuna, plant-based chicken, plant-based pepperoni, plant-based ham, plant-based turkey. I mean, the list goes on. And the big one right now is, of course, Beyond Meat, which is, maybe it's a good starter one and a good idea for some people if they want to, start more of a plant-based diet, is to start with the Meatless Monday, which is a really popular idea. So on Monday, I'm going to skip the beef or whatever, and I'm going to go meatless. A lot of people really like the Beyond Meat because if you stick your fork into it, it's like a little bit of juice comes out or something. And like people get really like hung up on the texture, and they say, oh, it tastes and it feels just like regular beef. And that's why I love it. And I buy it. I think it tastes great, but it's not my favorite veggie burger. It's been so long since I've eaten beef. I like some of the no bull patties, or some of the different, maybe they don't approximate the look and feel of real beef as much, but they have like a greater range of ingredients in them, like more grains and legumes. And, even like, your old fashioned Boca burger. That stuff's great. I still eat that stuff. What's the brand they sell at Kroger? It's like a mass market brand. Like I eat that too. I love veggie burgers. A lot of people do. And grill away.
they could certainly find all that in your stores. How many locations do you have, by the way?
We have 14.
Okay.
In Metro Detroit, Ann Arbor, and 2 in the Lansing area.
Okay. And I know for our viewers that are not in the Southwest Michigan region,
Southeast.
Southeast. Hello. They could obviously still find you, find your website.
Yes.
So what are some of your other really healthy food items that you carry in your stores that are becoming very popular and people are gravitating towards?
Well, produce. I mean, I think we have the largest selection of organic produce in the area, and our prices are good. And so, and always trying to provide locally grown produce whenever possible. I mean, I think the problem with so much of the produce in our country is that, it's the distribution network. So much of the produce that's grown, it all gets shipped to California and packaged and processed and then sent out into trucks back all over the country. So much energy just goes into transporting fresh produce. So the whole task for us all is to get the foods from the local farms right to our stores instead of just shipping it all around the country and wasting all this energy and, getting it to people quickly and growing it organically, of course.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you obviously differ from a lot of the other markets in the area. So tell us, I know that you carry vitamins and supplements, and so explain that part of your markets also.
Well, that's a huge part of our business. Some of our stores are still more focused on vitamins and supplements. It's a very trendy business, as far as what's in. Right now, everybody is gravitating towards the immune boosting products for obvious reasons. So things like elderberry and vitamin C and zinc, and which were important supplements that most people should probably be taking anyways. But that's an important part of our business. The multivitamins, probiotics, fish oils. We also have a lot of natural beauty products that are chemical free with no animal testing, and those are big sellers as well. So, and I think what really distinguishes us from a lot of stores is that we have expert. I mean, they're not necessarily certified nutritionists, but they're really well versed. So if you have a question, what's the right one for me, or I feel this way or that way. How can you help me with eczema? Can you help me with, energy? What do you recommend? And they're there to help you, find the product that best meets your needs.
Yeah. And, as I'm sure that your customers are all different age range, but, as we are gracefully graying, getting older, our needs change, our tastes change, our bodies change. So it sounds like, you have a lot of items in your store that are very beneficial to.
Well, what's a big seller? I mean, our customers are predominantly women, and we have a lot of older customers. I don't know if they're the majority, but they're never overlooked. I'll tell you that. And another product category, which has been of high interest to the 50 plus market, which I fall into as well, is CBD. These CBD products, which come from hemp oil, which are now legal through Michigan and in most states. And people are taking it for wellness and pain relief and stress release. And they come in oils and gummies and even cookies and drinks. And with older people, the CBD is a huge seller. And it was our biggest seller until COVID happened. And now everybody's wanting these immune products. But I mean, we still do a huge business with CBD products.
Yeah. I mean, and that could be a whole different discussion.
Yeah, sure. It's big.
Yeah. Really big. So obviously you just mentioned how the COVID pandemic has affected your business. How else has it affected your business?
Well, at first we were mobbed, like everybody came in and hoarded. And it's affected our business now that we're selling a lot more products online. And now we have a service you can order the product you want online, except for certain perishable foods, and you can pick it up in the store. And there's been a big shift, interest towards online. We also have Instacart, where you can order your groceries and produce and that and have it delivered to your home in certain markets and that. So, and
Great.
of course, the cleanliness of the store and wearing the masks and all the protocol is important. And we've never shut down. We were open through this whole crisis, and knock on whatever my desk is made out of. We've fared pretty well through all this. So
good. I feel like we all need to try to relax, and it's kind of a stressful time. It is a stressful time for everybody. You carry a lot of teas in your store. Is that right?
Yeah.
So explain that. Explain what your best sellers are. What do you recommend? What's your take on that?
Well, I'm going to segue there because we also even have some CBD teas, which there's one we have that has turmeric in it. That's good for inflammation. And is it ginger, turmeric and ginger? And I'll take it at night and I'll add a little bit of milk and a little bit of stevia, maybe to sweeten it. And it really relaxes me and knocks me out. So the CBD teas are a new introduction, but I love all tea. I think drinking tea makes people more civilized.
Wow. Okay, that's a good thing.
More than coffee.
I like
and
that.
certainly more than alcohol.
Yeah.
We have a lot like the ashwagandha tea, which is an adaptogen, which helps to lower stress. Those are big sellers. And green tea, matcha for energy, can give you the energy you need in the morning it's an energy. It's like smoother, it lasts longer than like a coffee buzz or something like that. Lots of the matcha teas. I think I like just about any tea.
Okay, so you're a great resource for that. That's great.
We have a ton of tea.
I know that you have a series that you have going on now, a virtual series called Extraordinary Immunity, and the next event is September 16th at 9 in the morning. Is that correct?
Yeah, it just we stream it for just 24 hours, and we put it on working with Garden of Life, which is a major manufacturer of vitamins and supplements. So one of their educators prepared this series on everything you need to know about immunity and how certain supplements, vitamins and supplements and foods and just actions can help you to not, the operative word isn't boosting your immune system. It's really you want a balanced immune system, really, that's resilient and then that can, to help, make sure you're feeling as healthy as you can, through all of this. And so so the third seminar is coming up. You can go to our website, thebetterhealthstore.com, and get the link to that. There's also, we give away gift baskets and coupons as well. And we got over 100 people. We used to have live in-store seminars, and now we're doing these webinars. So
right. So no matter where you are in the country,
you can watch this.
So we would encourage everybody to go to your website.
And people love that immunity one. She's an expert, and it's gotten really good reviews. Jennifer Rass Bickerton, is it? I can't remember the name of the presenter, but
okay. I know that Annabelle Cohn will be doing some cooking series, and she's going to be using your products and doing some really great recipes that we will be featuring on Gracefully Graying. But tell us about this cooking series and just, giving people tips.
I don't know a ton about it. I do know Annabelle. I've known Annabelle for years, but Annabelle knows more people than anybody I've ever met. It seems like everybody I know knows Annabelle. So she's just full of life and just, amazing caterer and just filled with creativity and energy and loves healthy eating and loves to there's always a twist. There's always a creative twist, an interesting creative twist to anything that she's going to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to, tune in for that, for
right.
sure.
And again, no matter where anybody's located, she's going to give some good tips and some good cooking demos, and not long. It'll be, cooking for 2 people, and it's not going to take hours and hours. It'll be maybe 10, 15 minutes per food item. And so we're excited to be presenting that in conjunction with you. That'll be a good thing for you.
We're really happy to help. And I'd love to post some of those recipes on our social media too, if you
for sure.
Get that.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
So getting back to the vitamin supplements, as far as vitamin supplements for folks that are aging, what do you think about that? What do you?
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in the supplements, but a lot of the bone strength supplements like calcium for women, and a lot of supplements to help fight osteoporosis, calcium, magnesium, those are big sellers. Mm-hmm. For men, saw palmetto for prostate problems, huge seller. And that we have a product, Prostate 5 LX, is it called, from New Chapter? That's a huge seller. I think what's happened with the multivitamin market. I mean, if you're going to take one supplement, you should really start with a good multivitamin, one that's whole food based, where the ingredients come from foods, so your body can recognize them and absorb them better. And all the big manufacturers like Garden of Life and New Chapter and Mega Food, they all have special formulas for people 55 and up. And I would look at those formulas. A probiotic for gut health, also extremely important. And we have a huge variety. And of course, fish oil and omega-3s, omega-3, 6, and 9 for heart health. And there are tons of benefits to them. We even have, like, back to vegetarian, we even have omega-3, 6, 9 supplements made out of algae if you don't want to consume the fish oil, so you can stay vegan or vegetarian and get your essential fatty acids in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And do people come into your stores that aren't necessarily vegetarians, but they're interested in getting more into that, and then you can help them through that, or explain or suggest some products?
It's kind of 50-50. We have a lot of vegetarians that shop us, but we have a lot of meat eaters too. And we sell beef in our markets, grass-fed beef, grass-fed and grass-finished beef, and like organic chicken, and that, like, a higher quality of meat. You can't overlook the meat eaters. I'm sure the majority of our customers are meat eaters. And another popular craze in our store has been this keto diet and these low carb diets where people eat a lot of meat and not a lot of carbs. And we want to make sure that they have the best quality meat that they can get to supplement their keto lifestyle, they call it, right, which is extremely low carb diet that kicks something called ketosis off in your system. And people really do lose weight on it if they stick with it. There are a million different ways to lose weight if that's what you want to do out there. So I'm not going to advocate one plan over another, nor am I qualified to do so. Mm-hmm. But, the keto diet and the paleo diet, I mean, those are meat eaters. So, yeah.
Do you have any other foods that you will be adding to your store that you know of, like coming down the pipeline, or?
Every day we're adding, there are a lot more foods coming with CBD in them. Like, we have CBD snacks now, like coconut cookies with CBD in them. We have CBD coffee. I'm sure there's a CBD chocolate coming out. We already have it. And
my favorite food, chocolate. Uh-huh.
We have a lot of great chocolates. Dark chocolate, they say, is good for you. I mean, we have a great selection of chocolates, and I still think chocolate's best for you in moderation. But I love I love chocolate. I love dark chocolate with raspberries.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what else can you tell us? What are some of your final thoughts that you want to share, to the 50 and over age group? I mean, or to someone who's 85 or 80, or somebody who's cooking for themselves.
I want to say that it's never too late to make a change, to change your diet and that, you know, you can start with baby steps or whatever, but we're here to help. You know, you come to our stores and you say, I want to lose, whatever your concern is, you know, I want to lose weight. I want to help protect the planet. Who knows, you know, but you come to our store, you know, wherever you're at with your diet, and we can help you to find foods that you're going to like to help you to make the switch to eating healthier. I hear these stories all the time, often, perhaps more often than not, from older people that say, you saved my life. I was getting sick with this and that, and now look at me, I'm so much stronger. I feel so much better. I'm so much happier. And, you know, thanks to you all for helping me.
Yeah, that's great. You have to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, that's good. That's why we're in business.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, I also, before we run out of time, want to mention you have a lot of great cleaning supplies and, you know, a lot of, tell us about those kind of quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they're not, you know, we have all the like 7th generation products, like in COVID, you know, a lot of these disinfectants we couldn't keep in stock, and soaps and hand sanitizers and detergents. I just got this new one called Defunkify. I like the name of it. It has lemongrass in it. That I haven't tried it yet. But also to natural cleansers. That's a very innovative market. There's always new products coming out in the green home category and that. So yeah,
right.
Not to be overlooked.
Right, for sure. So you basically could be a one-stop shop. I mean, you are. You know.
Yeah, we are at our market stores, at our larger stores. Not all our stores are the same size, but like Novi and Shelby Township and East Lansing, Ann Arbor. Those are full-service stores.
And for the broader crowd.
Grosse Pointe, too. On the Grosse Pointe Detroit border, we have a market that's doing really well.
Okay. And on the broader scale, obviously, your website, you can buy your products anywhere that they live. So we have less than a minute, and I do really want to thank you. And I encourage people to go on your website and come into your stores if you're local. And, you know, we really appreciate the tips and the product suggestions and the trends in eating in better health. And leave us with a few last words in the last few seconds.
None of this has to be laborious. Like once you get into eating healthier and living healthier, you're just stuck with it. And then if you start eating any other way or living any other way, you just don't feel the same. So there's just a little bit of a break-in period, and then, you know, it's self-perpetuating, I think. I mean, and there are always going to be slip-ups like, yes, I want that piece of cake or that donut, you know, which, you know, you have to, I think you have to be a little forgiving to yourself. But, yeah. So,
yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
And we want to thank the viewers and thanks for joining us on Gracefully Graying. Share us and like us on social media, YouTube, and we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.